Hey, ladies and gentlemen, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of the show. I'm very excited because today we have one of my favorite comedians, and I've said that many times, but he's genuinely one of the guys that makes me laugh organically. He just does. He's fucking silly as shit. A character, if you will, one of my favorites. So, ladies and gentlemen, get that applause going. Y'all know how I do it. Make some noise for the one and only Chike Robinson. What's up, man?
Like which people? There's 3 cameras. I'm like, which one is live? I'm so used to the Instagram live.
Well, this camera is like your direct one, but then we got the all one. So like, whatever, bro. Who you want to look at? That's the direct to the people camera for you.
Yo, what's good, Flint, Michigan? Shout out to my hometown.
Shout out to your home. I wasn't gonna bring it up because you told me like every interviewer asks about Flint. I don't want to do it. Fuck Flint.
But it's like I said, it's okay. I'll bring it up. Some people just all they want is to say. They basically end up doing like the same thing that like the news. You know what I mean?
So tell us what happened.
Tell us. Like, yo, Chike, nice to meet you, man. So the water, like instantly. Like
you like, I actually think the water pretty good. Like a little lead ain't never hurt nobody.
Oh, so it's like.
Well, I don't want to harbor on it. Could you, if you want to explain, tell us some of the like positive attributes of Flint, if there are any.
There are many. There are many, bro. Like just like the artists down there in general. There's so many dope musicians down there. Like Figure the Kid, Von Lambo. It's like it's a real artist scene to me. Mm-hmm. It's like I grew up there. Everything that I know about like fashion, everything honestly from Flint. It's like people don't realize that in Flint, Michigan, people are like some of the funniest people I think legit on earth.
What do you think makes it? Is it because I've said this before, and I will continue to say my theory on funny is, especially comedians. Most comedians are either sad rich kids or fun poor kids.
Yes.
Is Flint the result of? And just I don't really know the culture, so please inform me. Is it a lot of poor? Like, so are they fun because they have to be?
I think there's definitely some of that for sure. Cause I feel like, well, I'm not gonna say all places like that. All places like Silicon. I don't think Silicon Valley is like.
The poorest kid in Silicon Valley. Wow, funny.
The poorest kid got 10 ties.
You're not poor with 10 ties.
It's good. Flip. There is a lot, there is a lot. Cause like I said, there is stuff like obviously that goes down, just like Detroit or whatever too. But I think it's like living in that type of energy and having to kind of adapt, kind of forces you to be funny. You know what I mean? It forces that, like, I feel like that side out of you. Like even creatively, like writing wise, I get a lot of influence from Flint.
Really?
Yeah.
Was that is that kind of what got you started, if you would? Like if you say your origin story in a sense, did it come from having to figure it out?
Yeah.
You gotta be funny. Were you the bullied kid or?
Was I bullied? No,
Yeah.
I was not bullied because I was tall. So I was talking to him, I was like, I mastered the art of the stare down. You know, because you're like this close to a nigga and you just
you're a fucking wrestler.
You can't make one cheek move and that nigga gonna hit you, bro. That's how that works.
You couldn't fight for shit, but them eyes.
I'm like, all right, I ain't fucking with this nigga.
He clearly know karate.
I did do karate though. I did karate. I was karate man, bro.
I feel like you have a belt of some kind. It's not white.
So here's what happened. I did karate for a minute. I did make it past the white belt, right? And then one day I was like, I quit. I did quit. I was like, I wanted to watch Dragon Ball Z. I remember I was young, man. They were forcing me to choose. And right then I ain't ready to choose at that age. I'm like, these niggas doing way cooler martial arts. Like, I'd rather watch that. But like,
you was watching Master Yoshi like, yo, when do I learn to fly?
We watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Like, I was like, I want to do something else. But the funny thing is, I quit, right? And then I tried to come back, like years later. Like, and I come back in and I ask for my belt back. And he's like, nah, you got to start from the beginning. So it's just me and a bunch of 6-year-old kids. Just pee out. And I quit again after the first day. I couldn't do it. I quit again, bro.
Oh,
that
shit.
shit was brutal. It was brutal.
Wow, you quit with a bunch of 6-year-olds like, yo, they outworking me, man.
We be running laugh. They like, don't give up. I'm like, don't give me advice. You're not old enough to give me advice.
Hey, young man, you got to believe in yourself. You can't count, bro. Get out of my face.
Nigga try to hydrate me with a juice box. Like, nigga, get out of my face, man.
Yo, you look thirsty. Here, bro pulled out the Lunchable. Oh, this is gonna be wild laughs in this. I love this episode already, man.
This is dope, man. I love the setup. I love the setup on this, man.
Thank you,
This
man.
shit remind me, like, it made me, Chappelle show.
Chappelle.
The Babbitt show.
It's just a white. That's it. Let's start the show.
It's just your dad singing it. Your dad.
Oh man, that's very accurate. I should get my dad to
You
sing
should,
the intro.
bro. Your dad is like one uncle. The Babbitt show.
The whole family is just trying to make it, bro.
That's beautiful though. But I love that's one thing I love about like your content and a lot of the stuff is that like you see the family love and your family is just hilarious in general. Man.
Yes. Do you come from that type of space? Like, what is your family background like?
Oh, they're like, you mean like personality wise?
Personality or just energy? Like, what was
Energy.
the upbringing?
Oh, they're like, we all laugh. And we all like laugh the same. Like so it's like really annoying. Everybody like all fucking day.
Beavis and Butthead.
Yes. And we all like, we're really comfortable like sitting on the couch. Like my family is like the type, sit on the couch, watch TV, and just like talk shit all day.
Mm-hmm. Were you the funniest in your family?
No, I was actually quietest. I didn't really talk when I was like little at all. I didn't really talk at all. Mm-hmm. I was like super quiet. I didn't really break out of my shell until like high school. And I like I had no friends. And then I remember telling somebody like, yo, I'm about to just like try to be funny. I remember telling my mom this. Like I broke it down. I had no friends, nigga. I had to break it down to someone. And I was like, I was just trying to be funny. And it started to work. And I started like meeting people and making friends. And it brought me out of my like shell, like for real.
I didn't have no friends. I had to tell somebody.
Yeah, bro. That's what it was like. But it worked. After that, it was like, that's when I really, and then I would do sketches with my boy Marvin. That's like my longest friend ever. Mm-hmm. Marvin Taylor, one of the funniest, I think like one of the funniest dudes in the world. And even cooler than me, in my opinion, because he doesn't even want to do stand-up.
Wow.
It's just not his interests. Like, when he was just doing it for fun. Mm-hmm. And I think there is like a real beautiful thing about people who can just do that naturally and they're not chasing nothing, you know? Like, I really like admire that.
Because do you feel like in the fact that they're not chasing it makes it easier to like, they get less like rejection from it?
Yes.
And just like, it
Yeah,
can work, it can not work.
they're not reading the comments. Like, you don't care. You don't care how it goes. Like, that used to be fun. That's like, we like used to be like a little known in Flint for like making sketches and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Like writing. That's why I like always tell people like, I break it down. Like writing is what my dream's always been to like write a show or to write like a sketch show. And then I started doing stand-up because at first I remember I used to be like, I ain't gonna do stand-up, that shit's sad. I used to always say that shit.
Wait, what?
Sad. I used to say that, bro, when I was young, like, that shit's sad. And then I watch those documentaries, nigga. I thought those YouTube boys, those unauthorized ones made by fans.
It's just Seinfeld talking about, this shit is hard.
So I was like, oh, this nigga's be sad. And then I did it and fell in love with it. And then it kind of became like, okay, now it's like, I can't not do stand-up. I have to always do stand-up. But the writing was like the first thing. And honestly, the writing really started because there's this dude named Mike, and it was my brother's friend. And he came over one time, and he was just in the basement, right? Mm-hmm. And my brother left him in the basement, and this nigga just lived in our basement. Wait. Yes, bro. Mike Stokes, shout out to Mike. Oh, where that nigga at?
So your
nigga,
brother moved out?
He left. Yeah, he was just left, and he was just in the basement. And my mom let him. My mom used to like let people stay. She's one of the people kind of showed me like of taking care of people and like treating people like family. Because if you stayed there, you were basically like family. So this nigga lived in the basement, bro. And I used to like hear this nigga like talk. You would think he'd be talking to himself because you just like you hear sound effects in the room. And what I come to learn was he was making stories. This dude would just make his own stories. He would like draw like little characters and just play them out. He would play them out in like video games or whatever. And I'd seen him doing it, and then I started doing it. Then me and him would do it. We'd come up with stories and like come up with all these different storylines. Then after he showed me that, I told my boy Marvin, and then me and him would do that. So we did that like all through like 15, or like all throughout those years. We were just making stories, and we still have like on our computer like over like 100 like stuff. Yeah.
Just
like
creating,
like show ideas.
That's fucking fat, dude. That's amazing. Just creating stories together with your boys.
With your boys, yeah.
And that leading into stand-up, that's such a like organic thing. I don't hear many people say that. Most people are like, yeah, I wanted to be a writer because this is my Curb Your Enthusiasm is my favorite. It's like, hey, this homeless nigga, I know.
Yo, that shit, he used to be like my closest friend. And I would go to school. This nigga was way older than me. And I remember at school one time, they like, who's your best? Tell us about someone real close in your life. I used to be like, my best friend is Mike. He lives in our basement. They used to be like, what? And the teacher was like, does your mom know he in the basement? Who is this man?
They thought, you know them demon movies? They thought he was seeing shit. My best friend Mike, he's in our basement. Like,
he writes stories.
He told me he doesn't like any of you. Oh shit. You fucking had to look schizophrenic to the motherfucker, bro. Oh, that's so great.
Yeah.
He's in our basement. He writes stories. All right, Chike. Sure. Oh fuck. So Mike kind of led the way. And
Mike led the way. Like shout out to Mike. Like Mike is like legit. That's the most inspirational person in my life. If it wasn't for him doing that, I don't feel like I might have even been on this. It's like it really put me on that path, and made me want to do it. Like, yeah, I love that dude.
From that, why? Because it seemed like these two people never, based off what you explained, never really wanted to be stars, essentially.
No, yeah, they don't.
So what got you also to this? I'm gonna go to New York.
I'm gonna go to New York. So that was like, it was really like, man, I was just really like everything you hear about Flint, always so bad, always so negative, and a lot of like me and my friends would always talk about it. Like, man, people have this really shitty perspective of the city, and we'd always just be like, man, it's dope that we talk about the city in our craft, whether like they do it in music, I do it in comedy, and we'd always be like, it'd be great to like really go around and kind of show people a different side of Flint. So that was like the main goal. It was like, oh, okay, let's leave Flint, talk about Flint, and then when people think about Flint, they're like, oh, Chike, oh yeah, I know, I know about Flint, and then like maybe they'll think something positive of the city, instead of like a bad thing,
Yeah, and I absolutely do, because I'm be honest, when I first met you, I didn't even really know the whole Flint thing, and I like looked it up, people kept bringing it up, all right, so I looked it up, I was like, oh damn, but Chike seems so fun. He couldn't have came from that. He had the other water, whatever. Or before it was polluted, his family stored it.
Always some shit. Like you see, like we got the like settlement checks. They said like they gave settlement checks to Flint recently, but that's still not enough. It's so much. It's not enough. It's just like how America does. I feel like America legit is always just like, oh my God, we feel so sorry for you. What's your Venmo? Like niggas don't give a damn, bro.
Yeah.
They don't
Send
care.
me your cash app. I'll send you $5.
I'm dying 23. Come on, bro. Like it's bullshit.
Yeah.
It's just all bullshit. But yeah, that was the whole thing. I wanted to come out here and like, I was like, I'm gonna come out here. And like we were talking about a little earlier, I was like, I'm gonna come out here. I'm gonna do this and like quick. I'm about to be on TV in like 2 years. That was one of my things. I was like, I'm gonna be on TV in 2 years. I'm gonna come out here. Nigga, I came out here, stepped in dog shit. Nigga, off the bus. Welcome to New York. Right off the bro, that shit was brutal. Those like first, I always tell people like that first year, just terrifying. Terrifying.
Yeah, because that I've never in my experience, I've traveled and things, but I've actually never taken a risk like that of coming to a brand new city and living. So, what was some of the quintessential like delusion that you may have felt like you faced and then have now overcome? Because how long you been here now?
Like, it's been like maybe like 5-6 years.
5-6 years?
Yeah.
Long ass time. So what's the difference now versus then? What was it?
What's the difference? Damn, the awareness, man. We talked about this before. You just really think like you gonna go there and be Martin Lawrence in like the second week. That's just really how I was coming. I was like, it's about being funny. Like I was like, you know what I mean? Like you gotta go.
As a dude from New York, I find thorough enjoyment in a nigga losing hope. I'm like, told y'all.
Cause for real, that's really like you come here, you're like you think it's so easy. It's kind of like disrespectful. I feel like even like to the craft, you just feel like you're gonna navigate it. It's like a confidence gone wrong situation. Like you think the shit, but you know now I like look at it and I'm kind of like thankful because I'd be like, man, if I would have got on TV in them first 2 years, nigga, I would have bombed, bro, that shit would have been, my career would have been over immediately. Like, that shit would have been bad, bro. It would have been bad.
Yeah.
So as time goes, you kind of be like, oh, man, I'm glad that I had the time. Now, I'm comfortable to do, like, something on TV. I'd be comfortable.
Yeah. Yeah, it is a very weird thing of, people talk about it all the time, like timing of it all, because you really want it and you might be, we've talked about this before off air of, like, them years of actually being hungry at the comedy club. Like, they giving out popcorn, you like, I take some. Please.
Niggas ain't ate and they give you a drink ticket. Nigga ain't ate food. Nigga drinking Long Island, eating the lime, trying to survive.
You got wild citrus in your body, but no sustenance.
Bro, I used to do spots that I knew had like the food spots.
Oh,
man.
yeah.
Like that just would serve food. Like, do you remember the steak? Do you remember like that?
Funny for a steak and a shake? Yes, I do.
Like
Funny for a steak and a
Daddy
shake with JJ Matisse.
Yeah, bro. Niggas used to be going in. I like, what the fuck? Oh, dude, I still remember this. Kenny Wu, shout out to Kenny Wu. I remember him telling me about the spot. He's like a dope comedian from Harlem, and he's just like, yo, go to the spot, it's really dope. You can win this food. I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And Kenny was like a super vet. I go there, and I get to the show. I see Kenny there. I'm like, what you doing? He's like, I'm performing. I'm like, this nigga won. This nigga won the stage. I'm like, why would you do this?
You know I needed this steak.
I didn't know he was saying it to compete. I thought this nigga.
He just wanted the audience to beat. He was like, I gotta make sure other niggas go so I can get this and it look fair. I do remember that about that show because I never won neither. At that time, I think I was too young to get in, so I would always have to sneak in at the time.
Yeah.
And it was JJ Matisse and Mimi Simpson would do it all the time. And every time like Mimi or something would win, I'd be like, man, I like her, yo. Stop fucking, I'm hungry, yo.
Like, literally hungry,
like,
bro.
Fun. And what's crazy is I might not have been, and maybe you feel this way now as time passed, you might not have been as comedically strong, like
no,
for sure.
No, I for sure know.
But, damn, if you ain't need that
I know, man. I was like, bro, I was doing, like, my jokes back then, nigga, I was falling on the floor, nigga, I was doing all types of shit.
Every comic has a time in their career, especially I think it's black comics, where you have like a heavy act out years. Where like you doing, nigga, I remember doing shows where I would be hosting and I take my shirt off. Like that is, I'm hosting and I'm like, you know what we need?
Coming up next.
Yeah, bro.
No, I feel that because I used to go in. And like the worst thing about that is like when those bits don't work, bro, you be like, like I said, I would fall down, nigga, when I'm looking at the ceiling and no one's laughing. I'm like, oh.
Yo, it's a wild time to reflect. You be looking at God like, tell me, Lord, is this my true passion?
I'm just on the ground like, y'all been great. Yo, my name is Chike Robinson.
You roll off the stage. Yo.
That's how I used to feel like at Mocha's. Like a lot of times I like Mocha Lounge. Mm-hmm. Like, she was wild, man.
I used to love when you hosted. So if people don't know, to give context, Mocha Lounge is a show in Harlem that is known by the notorious headliner, Smokey Suarez. Yes, very funny dude. And
big mentor.
Yeah, as a mentor for a lot of black comics coming into the scene, or a lot of people just coming into the scene. It's like an incubator of like early, how would you say? It's like early struggle, because it teaches you.
Yeah, because they come to see Smokey.
Yeah.
they want to see him.
Yeah.
And then they forced to see all these niggas who know him.
Because luckily Smokey would just put people on.
Yeah, he's so welcoming.
But he'll do two things that is crazy. One, he'll just put you on and then walk out. Like, he'll just leave.
He'll leave, do his taxes, come back, and he's gone, bro.
And it's like, it's sometimes, and you know, I will commend him because he'll give like newer to the scene, newer comedy. He'll give them a chance to like host and do a spot.
He was the first person, me being here to like look out for me and like kind of almost even act as almost like a father figure, like in a way he would like give me advice to do, like try to like navigate with me. And back then, I didn't even curse in my act. Like, I was so different than I feel like a lot of the other people at the time that were there. So I didn't think he would like me at first. I'm like, oh, you hate my shit. But he was always supportive. Even to this day, he's always.
Like, shout out to Smoking Swords, man. You need
like
that.
Dopest dudes, man.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. I remember when you were hosting it, because I had just finished doing the Smokey Run.
I was trying to get you.
And kept trying to get me to come through. Bro was like, yo, you should come to Mocha's. I'm like, you fuck out my face. I did this already. I'm not going back.
That's the funny thing. Niggas, if they kill at Mocha's, I know I'm not seeing them again. They not doing a second round.
No.
You gotta sit in it. You gotta sit
I'm not even gonna lie. I think I only did Mocha's well, maybe like genuinely, especially early. Like now I know I can do it. I've been in way worse situations. But at the time, I might have done well once, maybe.
Bro, it was wild.
I remember after one show, I did the spot and then walked 2 blocks down, called my lady and said, "Enough's enough." I don't need, because for me, Mocha's like an hour and a half, 2 hours for me. So it was my night, and I was like, I'm gonna figure out something else, because this ain't working.
That's hilarious. See, I will give you that. I got a little lucky. The first place I was staying, I was like right near it. It was right down the street. So it was like, oh, this is perfect. And I had knew about Mocha's before I like moved here. I knew about it from like listening to podcasts and like, cause I was like doing like research on New York, and people would be like, Mocha's is the hardest like place if you want to develop. It's a good place to develop. So I was like, okay, I want to go there. Honestly, the first comedian I really seen here was Nico White. Nico White. I saw his documentary. And honestly, it gave me a lot of motivation to be like, I'm gonna come down and.
Wow, really?
Yeah. I tell Nico all the time, man.
That's he's like crazy. We've had him as a guest. He's actually on one of the earliest episodes of this, man.
Oh, that's amazing, man. I love that dude too, man.
Yeah. It's one of those. It's so interesting just who you get inspired by. You know, from the basement guy to doing your research or due diligence as a comic. When it comes to your like stand-up writing process, or just kind of your writing process in general, how has it evolved now? Like, what is it? Are you super studious? What's your type of thing?
What does studious mean?
Well, clearly you're not studious if you gotta ask that.
Studious?
What is studious?
I just want to see that. Can we get the effects just pop up?
What does studious? I'm gonna put it in slow motion.
Please get it, please. I don't mean, because I really do
what
not know.
What does studious mean? Well, just are you? How can I word this? I'm about to say, how can I word this in layman's terms? But like, whatever. Like, yeah, I'm using big words for the edit. Like, it's all bullshit. Like, there's some comics who we've had on here who say, like, they sit, they write out every bit.
Oh, they say, okay.
Like, what is your writing
process?
How is my?
I have to pace, man. It's hard for me to stand still. That's why even now I'm like rocking in this chair. It's hard for me to stand still. It's always been like that since I was like a kid. Even if even if I'm holding something in my hands, usually I'll start ripping. One time somebody gave me put some money in my hand and I ripped their money. I didn't know. I was talking to him. He was like, "What you doing, bro?" It was like a $20 bill. I have to move. So when I'm writing, I'm pacing. I'm walking around. I'm if I'm doing a script, I'm usually putting it in my phone because it's so hard for me to stay at the computer, and then I'll get back to the computer and then I'll write it in then. But a lot of the times I'm just thinking, because like I said, a lot of my stuff comes from stuff that's happened. If it's a script, then it's I'm really just thinking for the characters. But when it's stand up, it's usually me just trying to really keep digging into myself and everything happening. I feel like when you talked about this before too, where we'd be for both of our sets, I try to, I want to tell the story from home to here, to wherever I'm at now. So that's always going to keep expanding depending on what's happening. My material now is all about protests and all the other stuff that I was going through while I was high risk and while I couldn't really be out and everything. So it's always just continuing on a real life narrative. But writing wise, man, yeah, I can write for hours. I actually only slept last night for honestly 1 hour. I didn't sleep because once I like really get in it, I cannot stop. I have to like, I'll keep writing.
Wow.
Yeah, just doing like scripts and stuff.
Are you like, because if I can share, one of my insecurities when it comes to writing is like my spelling is trash and my garbage and my grammar's horrible.
Oh, but yeah, my grammar's also bad sometimes. Yeah.
So,
I got an editor though. I let somebody edit it. I have my friends edit it.
Oh, that's fucking fire.
Yeah. My boy Marvin will edit it for me. So a lot of the times.
Really?
Yeah. So like they'll edit it. I'll send it and be like, hey man, is this the right there? Looking like, like I'm getting better now. I'm starting to get better now because that shit gets annoying after a while. You always send it.
Yeah.
So now I'm trying to like get it on my own so I can like eliminate how much they have to do, and then I'll send it to them, and then he'll do it, and he'll send it right back to me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's really what it's been. Like I tell you, like the whole pandemic was high risk, so I was just script writing and doing stuff like that. Yeah. So now that's where I'm really trying to push that now and like just work on it all the time.
Yeah, because I've seen based off your content, you're still doing stand-up, of course, but then you also got a writing gig. I don't know if you're gonna share all of that, but all I would say is that was very impressive to me, getting some of your work out there during a pandemic, during these kind of hard times, seeing people seeing your shit and then reaching out like, hey, I see the value in what you do.
And you know what? I feel like it really came down to just like saying what you want to do. I feel like everybody knew I was a comedian, I wanted to be a comedian, but I feel like I wasn't saying like, oh, I want to write, I want to be a writer. And then what I come to realize is the more you say it, the more people just start to be like, oh, so when they have like a writing thing comes up, they're like, oh, Chike likes to write. He wants to write. This is something he wants to do. Mm-hmm. So it's like people, I feel like more naturally will gravitate to you because you're doing that. Like me, like right now I work with like 3 sets of people. I work with this guy, Francis and Phil, like from Cracking Up in 5. They're like dope filmmakers. We write like films and like pilots together. And I also work with Aaron and Talib, them, like with The Late Show. And we do sketches. We actually have like a sketch team now that we're starting, yeah. And then me and Eric, we do Time of Your Life. We do like live shows, and we have like our own like sketches and stuff like that too. So that's what I was saying, like the beauty of a team. Like I get so much enjoyment working with these people, and they all inspire me, just as much, So it's so much fulfillment from it. So it's kind of like just a beautiful thing, Yeah. I just really like it. It's been really like, this year I feel like just more focus.
That's great, dude. And we talked about it off air too. Did something happen that made this switch seem, or it was just like organic, like going from working with these people who you like, learning, developing, to like going from working with people, working, to now working with very specific people.
Yeah.
Like, did something happen to make you make that shift to not working with? Do you work with everybody now at this point?
Not really. It depends. Like, also it's like, how hard are you working? So if I'm working with these 3 people, it's like, we're doing a lot of work. So, you know what I mean? I talk to Aaron and Steve like every week. I talk to Phil and Francis every week. Me and Eric, we live together. Like, that's like,
Yo, what you doing? You writing? No, I'm asleep. Well, wake the fuck up.
Yeah. We like always plotting and like scheming. There's still people that like I still going to work with and still want to work with. Like, it's like even like doing this. It's like, it's fun because like I know you and we're boys, and it's just like now I'm really just trying to live in that friendship and live in that vibe. And I feel like it produces better content.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's more fun. Bro, if I can learn anything, we talked about it off air, man. Them gigs you do with people with people you don't like, shit is the worst. Shit is the fucking worst.
It ain't fun, bro.
It's not, yo.
Don't say yes. You can't say yes to everything.
Yeah.
I definitely think like that's what I used to think first moving here. Mm-hmm. Don't ever say no, because if you say no, someone else is gonna say yes. You know what I mean? But they might hate the job too.
That's why niggas work at McDonald's for 35 years.
That's what I mean. That's so real.
Don't say no. A job's a job.
You might never be a manager again.
Or maybe I never want to be a manager.
Exactly.
Yeah, dude. It's
exactly, man.
I got a script recently. I'm not gonna share. I don't even know who I got it from, but all I can say is I'm probably not gonna do the movie.
Probably not gonna.
Because I'll tell you the first line. First line, it's very hard because I learned to read the script. I used to just say yeah. I learned to read the script, bro. The first line was, Hey man, how big your dick? That's the first line. First line.
3 exclamation points.
And then it doubles back. No, for real. And I'm like, hold on. I can say it jokingly, but I'm not doubling down on that. Not the first line. Ease me into that line.
Yo, that's hilarious. You talking about those things, but like one of the things I did was that fucking this thing called Aliens in the Hood for real on Craigslist. Aliens in the Hood, bro. Somebody's like fucking short film. I should have never did that. Like I really like, please don't release it. Don't ever.
What was Aliens in the Hood about?
Bro, it was so bad. It was just like I didn't even get to see the alien. I don't think they had the effects to really pull off the alien. I've never seen the alien like actually thing happen. But it was just supposed to be like I was like playing like a friend, and somebody else like reveals that they're an alien and all this stuff, and I'm like really shocked. Like they just had me going like, damn, and like stuff like that. Like it was nothing like really wild. But I remember, and it's funny. I remember doing that and being so hyped at first. I'm like, oh, it's gonna get me on some shit or like. And now looking back, I'm just like, please don't come back.
Yeah.
But you know everything you're supposed to come back at some point. At some point, it all comes
It
back.
does, but it's one of those things that by the time it does come back, it's like you'll be so successful and such at a high level that it'll just be funny to look back on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, you're right. I feel that.
Yeah, don't harbor on it. I've really enjoyed this, man. I have one more question. This is the thing we do at the end of every show, right? We say, and this is like your camera. This is a specific one to you to get a genuine answer.
Yes.
If you could say anything to a young aspiring artist from your vein of artistry, so maybe someone like you, just younger, that maybe a note, some piece of advice, something that you like, yo, I kind of wish someone would have said this type of thing to me and it might have resonated. What would be something that you would say and share? That's your camera.
Okay, no, that's easy. I got that easy. Honestly, when I was doing stand-up, I remember performing early and people being like, you need to stay here and get better before you really try to put yourself out there. And I think that is an absolute lie. I think you need to just go ahead and put yourself out there, like no matter where you are, and just do it. Like you don't have to wait. And I do feel like the sooner you actively just like go about it and be about it. It was the best decision I ever made. I had somebody tell me that because I remember doing a show when I was back in Flint and performed, and somebody was like, "Oh man, you were really good." And I was like, you know, I think about like moving around. They're like, "Nah, just stay." And then after it, another comedian came up to me, comedian CP, actually, like from Detroit, and he was just, I told him everything that just happened. He was like, "Nah, just go." Like, he was like, "Just go, bro. Don't listen to that. Like, just go out there, just do your thing. Like, don't hesitate, because you're gonna grow. You're gonna grow on the journey. So like, just grow on the journey. That's really what I would say, and it's gonna work out if you commit." I always tell people like, as far as stand-up, whether I'll be like, people get mad sometimes when I say anybody can do it, but not anybody can keep doing it. You just got to keep doing it, and if you keep doing it, you will be successful.
Oh, that's fire. That's fire. That felt fire, bro. That's in the documentary. That's in it. That's in it. The Chike Robinson documentary, that's in it. Anybody can do it. You got to keep it.
Anybody can do it.
He rubbed the hands. I was like, oh, this man.
If you do it.
That's the Diddy line. That's nice. Yo, thank you so much, bro.
Of course, bro.
It meant the world to me that you made it out, and it's fucking, this is everything to me, bro. So for real, thank you.
Fred, bro. You already know, man.
Yeah, come on, bro. Thank you,
bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's been our guest, Chike Robinson. Y'all follow us on social media, follow the page, follow him.
Yes.
And
Where's Chike.com?
Where's Chike.com? Y'all know here. I'll probably we're gonna type it in or whatever.
Yeah.
But thanks, guys, and see you later. Peace.
Mama.
Hey guys, thank y'all for watching Behind the Mic Stand. If y'all enjoyed it, as I think you did, because you made it to the end, like, subscribe, make sure you hit that notification button so you hear the subscriptions and shit. You know how it works. Just like it. Stop skipping this part and do it right now. What? Somewhere right here. I think it's right here.